Joke, you hand me that mouse. How's it going, everybody? We are live at Youngstown Studio, and I have one surprise, because I already announced that this handsome gentleman across from me was going to be on the show. But what you didn't know, we were surprised early this afternoon that we have a first-time guest host, the infamous Grace Okada. My daughter Gracie, the other half of YPR, is joining us.
First one.
So before we get to you, Joe, Gracie, what the heck have you been up to, and why have you been ignoring everyone in Youngstown?
I've been at school. It's my last semester of college, so I'm finishing up all of my classes, and I'm still working in the hospitals. Working in CT clinicals right now, and just this week I passed my nuclear medicine boards, which is really exciting. Like an applause button.
Yeah. There's an applause button here somewhere. I just don't know where it's at.
That was really stressful and terrible, and I'm sorry for everybody who was around me during that time. But we passed, so that was the most important part. So
I should have pulled up
been
the
my
text.
big. It was.
She sent me a text like the morning or the night before.
It was really bad.
Legitimately, probably fail. I'm not gonna pass.
Like, don't hate me if I fail. Don't disown me if I fail. But we passed, so now I could technically, if I get hired, I could start working as a nuclear medicine technologist. So that's super exciting. And yeah, we're almost done. And now I'm on spring break. Then I'll go back, have a few more weeks, and I'll be done.
Done forever.
Graduated in like how many months is that? March, April, like 2 months.
2 months.
So only 2 more months left. And now I finished up my bowling career at Robert Morris. I'm done bowling and
finished first team all conference.
First team all conference for the first time.
Third overall.
I went. Yeah, I was all freshman team, honorable mention, second team, first team. I climbed the ladder for all my seasons. So done with that. No more practices.
And then now you go into the real world.
Yep.
And you'll spend the rest of your life wishing you were back in college.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. But yeah, so that's been pretty busy. But
also forgot to mention we have a person to the left off camera that some of you might know. Lauren, pop your head in here real quick between me and Gracie. You guys know this young lady, Miss Lauren Lindvig. She's just hanging out. She might pop in. I might ask her a couple questions here or there. She does a lot of stuff for him. So, all right. So now the man of the hour, Mr. Joe Risi across from us. Joe, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having it.
So before we get into the story of Risi, if you haven't been to Risi Pizzeria in Canfield, you're missing out. And I think what you've accomplished in a short amount of time, climbing the pizza ladder here in a town known for these long-standing pizza shops, I think is nothing less of just speaks to how great of a product you have. So we're going to get into a lot of that, but I want to go back in time.
Let's go.
If you want to do that. What was your first job? This was crazy, and also makes a lot of sense to me when I hear where your first job was.
So my first job was at Wedgwood Pizza in Austintown, 15 years old. I wanted a job. My dad worked there actually before I did. He would get off work and he'd go up there and grind cheese and help wash dishes. And so he didn't want me to work there because he said I was too young. He wanted me to focus on school, but I pushed my buttons and I ended up getting in there. 15 years old. It was fun. So
how long were you there?
15 through graduation.
Oh, wow. So you were there a few years. Then.
Yeah. And then I left for a short period and then went right back, and I was there for another 2 years. So I want to say I was probably there 15 till I know I was there 15 to 21.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, I was there 15 to 21 years old. And then I started kind of going around and hitting different places.
Nice. So I have to ask, I grew up in Austintown. Everybody knew Wedgwood Pizza. Like Fernando, you go in there, he was the man. What was it like? Really, you learned under, I always call him the godfather of Youngstown Pizza. You learned under the master himself. So what was that like?
He's the boss.
Getting to know him and everything.
It was, you're going to go there with me.
He's going to get choked up, get the tissues.
Man, that happened quick. Honestly, to know him at the level that I did, you don't realize who you're around sometimes.
Yeah.
Until later on in life, you're like, man, that dude was great. I wanted to cook. I didn't want to be in the back and just greasing pans. And I did that for several years. So I told his son, I'm like, hey, I got this job offer to go cook at this restaurant in Struthers. And he said, should probably go talk to Fernando. So his office was upstairs, up this long, narrow hallway.
Really? I never even knew there was an upstairs in that building.
And
thousands of time in there.
You walk up the steps, knock on the door, and he says, "Come in." And I said, you know, I know you're busy. I got an offer to work at this restaurant and start cooking because I'm tired of just greasing pans. And he says, "You want to cook?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "Grab a glove." And he calls down to his son-in-law, Mike. He says, "Mike, put Joe on the ovens." And that was how it started.
That's
it was that simple, you know, and I loved working there. I loved the people there. I loved me and Philomena are still great friends. But working for him was, I got to see firsthand what people talk about in books about, you know, that the Italian American, the immigrant work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I saw that firsthand and saw what it could do. You know, so when you talk to people who are born here and raised here and they have such a crap outlook on life, you're like, BS, man.
Yeah.
Just find something that you love to do and work hard.
What was your go-to pizza at Wedgwood? If you go back today, what's your go-to pizza there?
Oh, still to this day, it's the house special.
That's peppers and
Cream
pepperoni.
peppers and pepperoni, yeah, absolutely.
What's yours, Gracie?
The salami.
She's obsessed with the salami.
I'm obsessed
how he
with
cuts it into the
Oh,
little
yeah.
like.
So good.
Oh yeah.
It's my favorite.
So you said 15 to 21. So then, when you left there, to the next, I guess, step of your pizza journey would have been when you were cooking at your house. Is that accurate?
No.
Or is there more that I'm missing that I just don't know about?
I bounced around. I ended up working for a place out in Warren, out on Parkman Road, that at the time it was called the Original Brothers Pizza.
Okay.
It wasn't obviously the one that you go to. It was another one.
Yeah, the one there by Sunrise, kind of right on right there in
This
Warren.
one was farther out on Parkman Road. There was I remember there being like a Rainbow Lanes bowling alley across the street. So it was down by,
that way.
yeah, at the time there was a Kmart Plaza down there. I don't know if it's still out there or not. So I worked there for about a year. That's where I learned New York dough.
Okay.
And then I went from there. I ended up working for Joe and Emil in the Southern Park Mall at Bruno's. And then from there, I started bouncing around and I got out of pizza for a while. Did a bunch of things. I mean,
just trying to find your way.
Yeah, because at that time, I mean, actually when I worked for Joe and Emil, that's when my first son was born.
Okay.
So I was right about 21 then. So yeah, I guess maybe I worked for Wedgwood till about 19, 20, somewhere in that. But anyway, it was that's what I did for a long time. And then after that, I got into the rent to own business.
Okay.
Met a lot of great people there. And then I got offered to buy the pizza shop on Parkman Road.
Oh, the one that you used to work at.
That I used to work at.
Okay.
And so I talked to my brother and we were like, yeah, let's do it. I mean, we knew nothing. I had a manager training course through a Rainbow Rentals that was my basis for how to run the shop.
Yeah.
And we did well. But that's when my life kind of took a nosedive. And about a year and a half in, I nosedived hard with the drugs and the alcohol and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Ended up losing everything, family, business, just everything, and ended up homeless for about 4 or 5 years.
Wow. And I shout out to Lauren here because I saw you talk about this on her amazing show Valley Spotlight.
Yeah.
Was where you were at was a motivation and helped you dramatically, right? Where you went to, was it a rehab center that you went through? Or?
So it was called, at the time, it was called True Life Men's Ministry. And it was at the City Rescue Mission in Newcastle. I had to get out of Youngstown, had to get away from everywhere around here. Just had to get away, change everything that I was around. And so going there, they focused on life recovery more than just drugs and alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, like, why did you do what you did? Why are you chasing? What are you chasing? And why are you chasing stuff? So it was a huge motivation, and helped me get. I was there for about 5 years, 5 years. Moved out in 2007, got a CDL, and I drove truck for several years.
Oh, okay.
So ended up in the oil field, driving truck in the oil field. And then from there, moved into management, middle management. I was dispatching. I was oversaw and all the labor crews and communicating with the mechanics and whatnot over the vehicles. Did that for quite a few years. I have some some friends in that business about 13 years. But it was during COVID that I started on our back deck with a uni pizza oven and just make it, because we couldn't go anywhere. I bought this thing and I had 3 days off. And so for 3 days, my family ate pizza every meal that I could fit it in there, just working on a dough, working on this and trying this, trying that.
Yeah.
Just a lot of fun, and it ended up evolving into more than just having fun selling pizzas. I had a friend, she would come over with a pizza carry bag, and she'd give me orders on Thursday night. And she's like, listen, this is what we need tomorrow. You need these 12 pizzas. I'll pick them up at 4:00 and I'll deliver them. And so she would.
Okay.
And so that's how that got started.
So were people, how long did that go on in your backyard? Were people actually like ordering? Like,
It was funny.
it reminds me kind of our friend Turco's Pizza in Newcastle. He kind of started the same way, cooking out of his house.
Yeah. A lot of like, so it was, people would start, they would, I used Facebook, but I would, with the house, I didn't really use Facebook that much because I didn't know. I mean, I didn't want anybody coming up and barging in while we're trying to cook and making people feel uncomfortable or, whatever. So we ended up messaging. Everything was on message. And like, if somebody would text me, they would have to say, hey, Jeremy sent me. So it was like a speakeasy for pizza shops.
Yeah. That's how Nick was. You had to know a guy to get the number.
That's it. Yeah. And so we called it Black Market Pizza.
That's hilarious. Did you trademark it? That's a great.
Right. Yeah, we should have. We didn't, but we just had fun with it. And then we did our first Super Bowl that winter. We did this off of our deck underneath the gazebo. So here it's winter time. I'm still doing this on my days off now. I got 2 uni ovens. I got a prep table. I've got a table to cut and make on. And then we even had a cooler in there. So we wrapped the entire thing in just plastic and tarps and whatnot. And we did a Super Bowl. I couldn't tell you who played that year.
Wow.
We had so much fun. It was my brother, Ron. It was me and my son, Nick. We were out there. Ron brought his uni. So we had 3 unis going that night. It was hilarious.
That is so funny.
Yeah. Good times.
So from there, where we met the first time, at what point did you decide to go from your backyard into the food truck? Because that's kind of where I think people started to really hear the name Risi outside of probably like the little inner circle you were talking about. So
that was right after that.
Okay.
It was right not too long after that, because I ended up driving down and I bought a trailer and they had to build it. And so I had to drive down to North Carolina to pick it up and bring it home. And then my son and I just basically did all the work in there. Put in cabinets, laid floors, cut holes in the sides, and did what we had to do. It came with the 2 windows and the back door, but we put everything in there, the water system, all of that.
Wow.
And so we had a good time doing it. It was fun. It was definitely, but we were up and running, I want to say by 2021 of July.
Okay.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Because we met you at, it was at, what's that drive?
Larry's drive-through.
Larry's drive-through out in Poland.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
But you were everywhere. Like, what are some of the other places that you would pop up?
We were out at Ill Will in Columbiana. Probably every Friday.
Okay.
For at least a year. We did a lot of their stuff. We did a couple of their St. Patty's Day events. We did Penguin City. We actually, their opening night, we were the food truck that responded.
I remember Aspasia texting me. She had tried your pizza and she said, have you had this Risi pizza? And I'm like, not yet. I've been hearing about it. And she was like, you have to have this.
Yeah.
So you could kind of thank her. She was like one of the first that like, okay, who is this guy? What is this? At a food truck? No, come on. Like, food truck pizza ain't that good.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, so we were there for her first thing. We did a couple years with the Flea on Phelps. Totally enjoyed that. I was just thinking about that earlier today when I was looking out and seeing all the snow coming down. So yeah, we did that. We did birdfish. We did birdfish. But we did a lot of like pop-ups. Like, hey, we're going to be on the corner of Cala and 170. This is the day. You got to place your orders by Thursday night, and I wouldn't take any orders on Friday. I'd always have some dough left over just so we could do walk-ups like slices, and that's how we would kind of stay busy. But we'd sell out and probably make 50, 60, 70 pizzas there on just a stint. And ours were always 14 or 16-inch pizzas. Now, when we did the breweries, we always did 10-inch pizzas because it was simpler for somebody to get a 10-inch pie and 2 beers or whatnot. And So yeah, we had some fun with that.
So is there a point like where you were like, okay, I think I might have something here? Like, was there like a certain point in your head where you're like, this might actually turn into a career, or or has it just been like a slow build up?
It's been in the idea has always been back there, to get back to it. And I remember telling somebody, in fact, this is crazy. I'll tell you the story real quick. One of the kids, when I nosedived at my first restaurant, such a good kid. His name was Ted. Ted, if you're watching, thanks for second chances. He came out to the house and got pizza.
Okay.
And then would come out to Ill Will and get pizzas. And he had one of the conversations we had, and I texted him. I said, no, dude, I hung up my apron. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm just doing this just for fun. When we got into where we're at now, the old Napa, when we took over, and then the day of our grand opening, he showed up and he says, you remember when you told me you hung up your apron? I'm like, yeah. But there was always, that's always been something that it's a passion of mine. I love to cook for people. And I think it stems from the fact that I believe in a servant heart, having a servant's heart in everything you do. So I don't want to say it's skills or whatever you want to call it, but my passion is feeding people. I can't change your tires. You don't want me to work on your car. You don't want me to try to plaster anything in your house. It's going to be ugly. But I will give you 1,000% and cook for you.
Yeah.
And to me, every time somebody walks through that door, and I try to translate this to my staff, and I think they've picked up on this, it's an honor when somebody walks through that door, or when they would walk up to the trailer. It's just an honor that they choose you, especially on 224. Come on, man.
Yeah.
There's like 25 pizza shops between the center of Canfield all the way down to Poland. And why would you stop here? So it's an honor to be able to do that.
That's great. It reminds me, I don't know if you remember, years ago, we did a video. A guy out in Lisbon named Jerry Tyson has an oven in his backyard, and he cooks pizza, and he just invites the community over and he cooks for them.
Yeah.
And he doesn't charge anything.
Right.
And I asked him, like, why don't you charge? And it was a quote I'll always remember. I'll probably screw it up because I said I always remember. But and the gist of it was, when you feed people, it doesn't cost anything. It pays you back. Like it was like, it doesn't cost me anything, but I get paid back.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. I totally butchered the line, but that was the gist of it.
I remember that video. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, it's just a cool story.
Yeah.
So when me and Gracie showed up at your food truck, did you know who we were?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
People were always like, so you texted me and you're like, hey, this is Jeremy Oclada.
Did I text you or Facebook?
Yeah,
okay.
no,
I can't remember how this whole started.
Because I would have my phone number on our ads on Facebook.
Okay.
And I looked, and there was a guy that was working with us, and he said, and I said, dude from Jeremy from Youngstown Pizza Reviews is coming out. And he says, I ain't cooking this pizza, man. This is you. And I'm like, I got you. I'm like, need sink or swim, So yeah, we knew who you were. And I was like, this is gonna be cool. This, we're finally getting rated. Let's see what happens. What he said.
You're confident.
Yeah, we had fun with it. We did.
I had a good time, Gracie. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
Because a guy, a guy I graduated with, one of my best friends in high school, I hadn't seen for years, was at the drive-through drinking beers because I didn't even know you could just get beers and sit on the patio there and drink them.
Right.
So like we hadn't talked forever, and now we like talk all the time. So like your pizza reconnected us after many years.
Bringing people together with food, man.
Exactly.
That's what it's about.
Before we get to where you're at now and where you've really just kind of literally just taken off and become one of the go-to pizza shops, let's look at some comments here real quick. Mr. Ralph Fajak says, much love, Joe. You're truly a man's man. Best of continued success, and get ready for another lunch order. God bless, brother. Grace, you can read the next one. I'm awful at reading.
All right, this is Michael Cower, and it says, proud of how far you've come from the patio to now, brother. Food is love.
Absolutely. And our friends at Youngstown Bake just said, love it. Yeah. So at what point, okay, so you go food trucks, right? And you're killing it. Everyone's talking about it, getting shared all over, all the pizza pages everywhere. At what point were you like, okay, I think that we need an actual store? And how did that whole come together? Because Napa Grocery, I love Napa Grocery. We went there, we did a video. I thought he did great food.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about how that came to be.
So I think in life, when you finally give up, that's when things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
I tried several different places. We looked at a couple different places, actually places that are still, a couple of them are still in business today. Couldn't land a deal for whatever reason. Empty places, couldn't find the financing. And it's ultimately because it wasn't supposed to be. When Chef Nunzio Scorda, who I've known since I was a little kid and playing and having friends in Struthers, he lived across the street from my aunt in Struthers on Elm Street. Well, he messages me, and they opened up Napa. Him and Aaron opened up Napa about a month before we actually launched our trailer. So we kind of like hit the scene at the same time in the Youngstown area. He's been a chef for years. Fantastic work. Just knows his stuff. Really does. And it was December of 23. It was right before Christmas. We had a party, and I told my partners, my friends, my family that helped me get the trailer. I'm like, hey, I'm selling a trailer. And they're like, you are? I'm like, yeah. They're like, but you love doing this. I'm like, yeah, but I can't make a living out of this. I'm like, I'm killing myself for 3 years here. You know, I worked in the oil field. That job was rigorous. I mean, it was 90 hours in 4 days. Jesus. And so then I got Thursday, Friday, and Saturday where I'm going to just try to enjoy my life. Well, we got a grandbaby at that point. I'm like, you know, maybe I'll just take the grandbaby and my wife will go to Geneva on the weekends, you know, or have a life. And are you sure? I'm like, yeah. So I talked to my son. I'm like, put that trailer on Facebook Marketplace or something. Nobody was interested. It was Christmas week. You know, nobody's trying to buy a food truck. And so we just let it go. We were going to let it ride and see how that came out. And then it was the 27th or the 28th. And Nunzio texted me. He said, have you ever thought of doing a brick and mortar? And I messaged him right back. I'm like, don't be, you know, yanking my chain. If you're going to come at me with something that's like way out of this world, go, just keep going. And he says, give me a call. So I talked to him. And I remember leaving work because I was at work. I left work. I was like, hey, I got to go to the store. I ran down the store. I called
I'm not feeling good.
I called my brother. I'm like, dude, and I'm telling him this stuff. He's like, are you going to go check this place out? I'm like, yeah. So I got there with my other brother, my brother-in-law, Ron. We went up and I told him, you know, and he's like, looked in. He says, this guy's selling this place? I'm like, yeah, just the way it is. We get everything. You know, we buy it. This is what, you know. And so that's how that came about.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I was done. I literally was done with that trailer. I'm done. And I felt like, and I told Lauren this one time before, you know, I felt like I was a bottle of oil that somebody left up on the shelf far too long.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just want to be used. You know, there's no, I mean, you get, what's that oil going to do? You know? And so, and it was like, finally somebody brought me down, dusted me off and said, all right. And then I found out that you pour yourself out every day. It's it, you know. Sometimes it's like, man, should have just stayed. The
shelf wasn't too bad for once in a while. Being on the shelf for a day or two. Let me go back up there.
Yeah, put me in, coach. That's what it was kind of like. Yeah,
I remember when I heard. I don't know. You must have posted it or somehow it came across Facebook, and I remember like that makes sense. Like, you know what I mean? It was just one of those like, yeah, okay, this is going to be big. I think I might have even messaged you like,
you did.
Like, dude, like
I remember that.
This is let me know, like, whenever you want to do something, you know, we'll do that because it's funny. Like prime example at new Bomb City Pizza. Have you heard? Like he's in Poland. Everyone keeps messaging, why haven't you gone there? Why haven't you gone there? It's like, man, like I want him to get his feet wet. Like, not trying to hype us up, but like they're busy as it is. Like I'm not gonna make it worse, you know. So that if anyone's wondering why we have not gone to Bomb City Pizza or why it might have taken us a few months to go to your spot when you reopened, like that's why we're not like, we just want everyone to get their feet wet.
Right.
So you move into the new place. From what I remember, I think a lot of people, because they were known for their Roman pizza and you hadn't been doing Roman pizza.
Right.
So was that their recipe initially?
Yeah. So Nunzio went to a place down in Florida. There's a gentleman, his name is Massimiliano Saeva. He's
Say that Spain, 5 times real fast.
Right. And he's from Spain, and this is his recipe. Nunzio went and took the master class and learned the recipe off of Massimiliano down in Florida. And so he had a week with him. And when I bought the place, I said, you guys are going to teach me this, right? And yeah, teacher. Well, Nunzio was in North Carolina. He was at a different restaurant that he's owning, and his partner Aaron came in and he shared it with me. And I got basically one chance. He said, "Call me if you have any questions." And I'm like, "All right." He was done with the business. He just he really needed to just be about himself for a while. So I respected that, and I've been studying Roman pizza since before we walked in there that day, and just to see how some of the masters around the world do it. Gabriele Bonsi, unbelievable talent. Things that he does with dough and the way he procures his product and the toppings and what he does. It's a different market that when we have over here.
This is like artwork, basically.
It's amazing.
Fine art.
It's amazing. Oh yeah. I mean, there's Alessandro Scuderi. He's amazing too to watch, and he's a young guy.
You had one in your shop like not long ago, didn't you? Have like some like pizzaiola? What do they call it? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
I always screw it up.
He was a master pizzaiola, is Enzo Ferrante, and he comes from the Roma Food Group. And this guy's he's been around the world. He's done pizza in different continents, different places in the United States, and they brought him in, and it was so cool to have him there. I mean, it was really, really cool to have him there, and gives me his card. He's like, "You got my number, you got my email, you can text me, you call me, email me." I'm like, "You serious?" He's like,
"Have you ever?"
I'm like, "Oh yeah,
nice."
I don't play around. I'm like, "You said so." So I'm either gonna be that cousin that you didn't want,
yeah,
or you're gonna help me grow, and he's fantastic. And the whole people that come with that, Kim Knotts, who is my rep from PFG. That's how. And then there's Brandon and there's John. I mean, they're fantastic people that they've helped me out with just finding different things that we want to do and go and finding our route. So that was where the Roman dough came from, and we've just been working on it and working on it and working on it, and we're getting ready to do some cool stuff next couple months here that I'm really looking forward to.
It's gonna
seeing what's gonna happen.
It's gonna be pretty insane. It's gonna be pretty awesome. So we've talked all about this Roman dough. You guys want to see it real quick? He was nice enough to bring down a Roman pizza, my favorite pepperoni. I'm gonna hold it up to the camera here and try not to tip it.
Oh my God, don't drop it.
Look at that. Can you imagine if I dropped it? 1 week I'm gonna
my gosh.
1 week it's just gonna hit the floor. 5 second rule. 5 second rule. Gracie, are you ready to cheat? So Gracie is gluten-free. She got a sensitive belly, but did you take your enzyme?
I did.
yet?
I already took it.
Okay, she took her
I
enzyme.
took it.
Are you gonna eat too? Or are you?
No, I'm holding out. Actually, I'm good for right now. I appreciate it.
So while we're eating, you want corner or do you want
No, I'll take this.
Okay. How did the grand opening go? Like that had to be a little nerve-wracking, right? Like, are people going to react good? Are they going to come? Are they was it busy? Was it crazy? Was it kind of what you thought?
It was absolutely, I had no clue. I didn't know what to expect. I've seen places that they do a grand opening and have some balloons and nobody shows up, Yeah. You have no clue.
Did you do the scissors?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We had the Chamber of Commerce came out. Here's how it rolled out. We're all there. I got my family's in from Dallas. My family's in from Wisconsin. My wife is there. A shout out to Amy.
Amy's the best. She always comments on all of our posts.
Yeah.
She's great. You getting choked up?
Yeah.
Okay. Take your time. We're just eating.
Yeah.
Joe wears his heart on his sleeve. I love it. I think that's why your food's so good, man. Ain't no hiding there.
Yeah. So we had the whole staff that we kept from Napa. Now, by the time we did our grand opening, it was 2 months. It was May 8th when we actually did our grand opening. We left the sign that still said Napa for a while, and there was so much confusion. The staff didn't know how do we answer the phone. I'm like, answer at Risi, but the building says Napa. The Sam's Club delivery guy couldn't figure out where to drop the food off. I'm like, our order, and I'm like, you know what? So we got a banner put up, and then we ordered the sign, and the sign went up the weekend before our grand opening, and it seemed like that last month, that April, was just rough. It was rough. Like, it made you question like your choices in life. I'm like,
so like the business wasn't what you thought it would be.
It was not. It was not going the way I thought it was. And a friend of mine said, "Who brought you here? If he brought you here, he'll get you to where he's going to take you." So, like I said, Amy's the best. She was a huge supporter for me not at the time. I mean, through everything, since day one, she's been amazing. And so it's Wednesday morning and I'm hyped. We don't know what to expect. We just know that people are coming. We're going to, cut the ribbon. That's all I know. We look out and there's probably 6 sheriff's cars out there. And I'm like, and I looked at the one guy that works. I'm like, you good? He's like, yeah. I'm like, I think I'm good. Are these people here for our food?
Are they here to arrest somebody?
Yeah. What's going on? And I mean, and people just started coming through. We had detectives, plain clothes. I mean, it was crazy. And then the place filled up. It was pandemonium.
That's crazy.
Absolute pandemonium in there. And then we did the outside thing. And I remember like people like, what do we do with the phones? The phones are blowing up. What do we do? And I'm like, let them ring for the time being. Let's everybody get out front, take a huge picture. So we have a huge picture with everybody, family, all the staff that were there at the time. And my mom's in the picture. It's just a lot of fun. It was huge. It was huge.
That's amazing. This dude, I'm trying to like pay attention to what you eat, but this food is so good. Or pay attention to what you said. I just can't get over this.
This is the
Roman pizza.
So what I like kind of know, but what makes the Roman pizza different? Like what is the main like components behind like what's different than like a traditional, and like what's different with yours that you like to do?
The dough, I'm infatuated with the dough.
Mm-hmm.
I'll send pictures to Lauren, to my kids, to my wife, like, look at these bubbles. And people like, this guy. The Roman dough is
it's such a beautiful bubble.
It is. If you look through my camera feed, you're like, this guy's got an issue with bubbles.
That's so funny.
The Roman dough is a 72-hour proof. So what you do get with that is it is easier on your belly. A lot of people that have gluten sensitivities will eat the margarita, they'll eat the pepperoni, they'll eat this, and they're like, I ate it and I didn't get sick. And I'm like, well, that's cool. I don't tell anybody that it's gluten-free because it's not. I don't tell anybody, hey, you could eat this and not get sick because I don't know how severe their allergies or reactions are. Mm-hmm. And it's a very concerning thing because you want to be able to share with people, but at the same time, you don't want to make anybody sick. So the dough takes 72 hours from the moment that we start making it. It's about 80% hydration. So if there's 100 grams of flour, you've got 80 grams of water. To put that in perspective, it's a very loose dough. Mm-hmm. We posted a video a couple weeks ago, and you saw how that dough is just, I was stretching it and then we fold it. So every day you have to touch it. And then we fold air into it and put more air into it. And then we put it back in the cooler. And then we cut it and ball it. And then the next day we can use it. And the process of stretching it out into a pizza it's just artwork. It legitimately is. It's just artwork. And I tell all my staff, I'm like, guys, these are some of the most beautiful things that we can make. And people are paying you for it. And we want it to be beautiful. We want it to look like, you want to see the big air pockets you want to see, and that just shows how well the gluten has formed, that the dough has been relaxed. When you get that nice char on the outside, the dough is completely cooked well. There's so much, it's nice and crispy on the bottom. I tell people like it's like biting into a crispy light pillow, when you eat that straight out of the oven. And when we do a couple changes that we're going to be doing in the next 2 months or so, it's going to take it to a whole nother level of how awesome this is. And I think that Roman pizza should be on the map straight up.
100%.
It should be. It's not. I mean, it's not.
I think you're the only one in town that does Roman, right?
In town that does it from scratch. Yeah.
Yeah. I thought so.
Yeah. We're the only ones. And I think their closest place is Pittsburgh and then another one in Cleveland.
Okay.
So, but it's just a passion. And like, I love a New York cheese. That was my favorite pizza for years. Just a nice New York cheese pizza, like Kevin from Home Alone. That was
lovely cheese pizza just for me.
Just for me. I got the T-shirt.
Yeah.
Literally, I bought the T-shirt. So, but this one here and the way it works, I think that's what it is. It's because it's been a journey on getting to a certain point with this, and it's become part of my journey.
I love your New York too, but you're right. This is the one I believe that puts you up in our top. I don't have my rankings, but you're easily top 10. I know that, maybe even top. You know you're on our ranking?
Last
6,
year, I think we were at number 2.
for the year number 2. I think overall
I
you're
think 6.
6 or so, which
I'm just guessing.
What did
I don't
you
know
just
that
say?
offhand.
6, 7. Go ahead, Gracie. She caught it. Lauren, come on.
You said
Don't
6 or
encourage her.
7.
I've heard it. That's valid. I've heard it. So funny story,
You
Gracie.
can't say it.
No, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell
Oh
your
no,
6,
I'm
7
saying
story.
you can't say 6, 7 and then have me not say it.
So she has her last bowling tournament this past weekend. All right, individual sectionals. It's not a team.
This is embarrassing.
And let's just call it what it is. She kind of sucked.
I bowled so bad.
Yeah, she didn't bowl real
It was
good on
whatever.
Friday. Right.
I didn't even care. I was like, you know what? It's okay.
So she's down to her last frame as a college athlete. And
Well, because so in the 10th frame of a bowling game, you have the potential to bowl 3 times. You can bowl 3 strikes. It's not just like one time.
Right.
So I was like, you know what? Just strike out for my last frame of my college career. No, I split. It's just a split is really hard to pick up. So it's like, of course,
what was the split? 7.
it was the 6, 7, 10. It was the 6, 7, 10. So I looked up at my score. And my score was 166. So in perspective, I have to like kind of explain it. So it's like the one pin was like on the one corner, and then the other 2 are on the opposite corner. That's what the split was. And so I looked up at my score. My score was 166. So I was like,
and you can pick that spare up. You've picked that spare up before.
It's a really hard split.
But normally you'd go for it.
Normally I would go for it. Obviously, because then if you make the spare, you can go again. I get a higher score. So I looked up at my score and I was like, but if I only get 1 pin, I will end my collegiate career on a 167. And that would be really hilarious. So then I was like, normally if you pick it up, you go for the 2 because the 2 and the 1.
Yeah, you go for the 2 and it kicks the 1 over to hit the.
So I was like, I'm just going to go for the 1. And I was like, it was the 7 pin. I was like, this is the biggest 7 pin of my career.
I'll show you the video afterwards.
And so then
she turns around. She's like,
I made it. I was like, this is the biggest 7 pin of my career. And I made it and I got the 167. So I turned around all dramatically. I was like cracked out. I just bowled all day.
The entire nation there.
I had been there all morning to watch my boyfriend bowl. I got there at like 6:30 in the morning. It was like 8:00 at night. I had been in this bowling alley all day. I was like just so excited to be leaving because I had also bowled bad. And so I just like turned around. I was like, 167. Like all these people were probably looking at me like all these people were looking at me like I was an idiot. I didn't even care. It was great, but the video it's
pretty funny.
It's pretty funny. And so then my boyfriend and his moms were there, and we were all just laughing. It was a good way to end.
Exactly.
It was
like,
fitting.
If you're not bowling the best, at least you have a funny story to end.
Yeah, and then that was my last ever collegiate tournament. I placed 67th. So this is 67 has really been around my bowling career recently. It's pretty funny, but I saw that and I was like, it was perfect timing.
It was pretty funny. Like I was like, what the hell is she? Because we're like kind of back and she's like all excited. I'm like, what is she excited about? It was an awful throw. Like this is, and then I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Like she's going for the 67, isn't she?
Yeah, and I just went for the 1. So I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll go for the 2. So there's like a better chance, like, because if I just completely missed the 1, like, you're not getting it. But I was like, no, because then my luck, I would hit both, and then it would be a 168. Yeah. So I'm like, no, it's not worth it. We're going for the 1. It's gonna be the best shot of my day, and I'm gonna hit that pin, and I did.
So stupid.
I was very happy to leave.
Go out on your terms.
It's a 6. Yep, of 6, 7. Of 6, 7. I'm like a child, but it's okay.
You are a child.
Yeah, but it's okay. It's. I don't even care. It's funny. I think brain rot's funny. I think 6, 7 is funny. I don't even care.
It's fair.
And then my boyfriend, every time I say it, he's like, 22-year-old woman, by the way. Every time. He never fails to say that. But it's okay.
Funny. All right. So back to your pizza. Enough about
and not
this
6, 7 and brain rot.
So you said when you opened and you said April, you were questioning things.
Yep.
You were thinking, oh shit. Like what did we get ourselves into? Was this a mistake? What turned? Like what was was there a turning point or was it a slow build?
So we took off right around our grand opening. And it was a nice increase the whole time, all the way up through, that was May. So through May, all the way through December, and we had been looking at different marketing things and whatnot. And everybody's like, dude, you got to be on social media. You got to be on social media. I'm like, okay. And that's how I got started with the trailer. That was it. I would literally with texting and social media stuff. That's how I would send out where we were going to be. And so but it was getting to be so much with me that it come down to the end. It was, I think somewhere in January, February, my wife, I sent a picture, and it was like a paper plate with a slice of pizza on it, and it said, "Come get some." That was my last official, like,
that you
intentional post. Like, hey man, this is it. I had no more. I was like, I'm too busy working, making the dough, helping people and training and whatnot. I'm like, I can't do this. And you're supposed to do it every morning at a certain time. And I don't know the rules of this. And my wife called me within like 5 minutes of me posting that. She's like, take that down and put a real post up. I'm like, I'm done. I'm not going to. I'm like, we're just going to have to figure out what's going to go on from here on out. And then Monday, some lady walked in, and me and Amy, she's like, that's Lauren. I'm like, oh, great. And honestly, it was probably, I talked to my partners. I'm like, this is what this lady does. And she's like, just give me a week and let me just mess around with some stuff. And that 1 week, you guys came in and did your review on, you didn't even do a review, dude. You just put a picture of the
I was going to talk about that. That was the funniest. That was like the example that I always like use on like not overthinking shit. Like, let's be honest, like I wasn't even planning on posting anything. We have our Christmas giveaway that we do every year. I think you reached out to me before I could even reach out to you, and you were like, hey dude, we got gift cards now. Like I've been wanting to do it. So I was just stopping. It was election. Was it election day?
Yeah, it was election day.
So November 5th or whatever, some random day in November. Just stopped to pick up gift cards for our giveaway. Chit chatted for a little bit. I said, oh, grab me a slice of pepperoni. Walked out the door, turned around, and I just went like that and went in my car and just posted Roman pizza. And the damn thing, like my phone, I'm like 5 minutes from your house. Beep, a beep, a beep. My phone is just buzzing and buzzing and buzzing and buzzing. I'm like, holy shit. Like,
it was insane.
It got shared like, I don't even know how many times, but it got viewed hundreds of thousands of times. And
that was one of the beginnings, and that started it. And then later on, I mean, we sold out of Roman dough for probably 2 or 3 months. And like, everybody says January, February, March is going to be a real slow time. So get ready for a real slow time. And I remember telling my brothers and my partners, and they were like, I was like, look, all right, as soon as Christmas is over, dude, people stop spending money. It's going to be rough. Well, January, we kept growing. And then we met with Lauren. And Lauren came on with us, and that was probably one of the best things that we could do as a business, is partnering with somebody who absolutely knows what she's doing. I read, who was it? Gary V. I think Gary V said it. You don't have to be the expert in everything in your business. You just need to surround yourself with people who are experts in what they do, and then just let them do that, and then you do what you're supposed to be doing. And that's exactly what happened with that. I mean, it's been a great relationship. You see the posts, you see the videos, you see the she's in my face. I mean, she's like the
paparazzi. She's just like randomly
this morning. She's like, hey, how does this look? And I'm looking on my phone, so I watched it. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. She's like, no, on your sign. And I'm like, what do you mean on my sign? And I walked to the front of the building, and she's got my face on the electronic sign. I'm like, oh, it's the last thing I wanted. And she did it. So, I mean, it was up on the sign. But, I mean, those two things, you guys posted that one post. I don't know if it was just because it was election day anyway. People were. I
think it was just like busy. The perfect timing. It's so good. Like maybe people were just on Facebook, like looking for updates on it. But
it was crazy that. And then I will say, I do believe that people can tell your passion. People can tell your passion in your food. And the fact that, my brother-in-law, Ron, he's out and
he's the man. He's literally the man. I love him so much.
We call him the chairman of the board.
Yeah.
I tell him all the time, we're going to get you a tuxedo and you're going to walk around.
He could like run for office and probably get elected because he's just a salesman.
Yeah. And when I met him, he had a doormat outside his door that said leave.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
And now he's the Mr. Hospitality at your
he's
place.
we just laugh about it. We're like, how is this guy doing this? But I mean, so that coupled with the staff that we have, having our kids there, the staff that we had that were there from Napa. I mean, there were several of them, and several of them are still with us today. They bought into the vision. They went through a rocky minute there. Like, what do you mean our place is getting sold? This is where we work. It was crazy. I'll tell you this. I don't think I've ever told you this. We were supposed to take over on March 1st. The weekend before that, my wife and I are like, we are going to get away, because once this happens, we don't know when we're going to get away again. And they weren't supposed to find out yet, because there was just this hush about it. And I wanted them to know, I wanted them to meet me, but there was a hush about it with the whole deal and everything. They were afraid, man, once they find out, they're going to leave. Well, they found out on accident through a sales rep. And I get a phone call. Amy and I are up at Niagara Falls, and we just come out of the tunnel. We're going to see what's that called? The veil or whatever, the bridal veil falls on the American side. Phone rings, and this nuncio, he's like, dude, they found out, they all walked. I'm like, what?
No kidding.
Who walked? This is going to nullify the whole deal. And that's how we got started. That's legitimately, I'm like, so she's like, I know you want to go back to the hotel. I'm like, I don't want to, because, but I might have to. And so they agreed to talk to me. And I had a phone call. I was in the hotel on speakerphone with these 4 girls that I may have met just because I had been visiting the place, buying, dining in, just seeing how the business was going. And so here I am having this conversation with these girls and I'm like, look, if you guys love what you do and you've done it selflessly, you've poured yourselves into this place, all I'm asking, give me a chance, do it for me. But you can't let those doors stay closed, because if those doors stay closed, I'm not walking in that place next week. And the next morning they opened up, and then we took over the week later. And there was some moments there. I mean, we're learning them, they're learning us, I mean, and everybody, whenever there's a takeover like that, people are like, oh, I'm getting axed. I had the one girl, Brittany, she's like, I mean, right at the meeting, she's like, so am I training my replacements? And I was thinking, no, man, I got none.
Yeah.
I don't have anybody here. What are you talking about?
Have you tried hiring in this market? Like, it's not hard. It's not easy to find people.
It's not, and so that's one of the things too that we are blessed with is the staff that we have. Now, not all of them are still there. Some of them had to leave for different reasons, but the ones that are still there, and then the ones that we brought on, like, we have a really good, I'm pretty proud to say that we have a pretty good retention rate. The people that stay buy in, and they're there for the long haul. I mean, the guys in the back that are making the pizzas, making the sandwiches, making the pastas, the girls up front, like, I'm like, girls, ladies, by the time somebody takes a step in this place, they need to hear you say, hi, welcome to Risi's. How you doing? Something. And we'll be having a conversation, and they stop talking to me because somebody walks in the door. And I love to see that. I absolutely love to see that. Yeah.
I see it all the time. People commenting on posts that you make on it and the service. Like, that's what I always hear from people. Oh, it's such good service there. Such good. They're so nice. They're so nice. Everyone there's so nice.
Yeah.
Let's get caught up on some comments. I forgot to scroll down. Let's see. Grace, you want to read that one?
We love you, Joe. I knew you could do it. Charlie H.
Do you know some of these people?
Charlie H was one of the guys that when I was working at Advantage Tank Lines, I didn't know a lot of like the routes and stuff. And gotcha. Charlie, so my dispatcher, she said, I'm going to put you in touch with Charlie. And he was my Yoda over there. Charlie's a great guy.
Always appreciate a good Star Wars reference.
Yep. Love him.
Lydia Proke. Gracie, go ahead.
Your food is delicious. You love it. Eat it there all the time and tell other people how awesome the food is.
Our buddies, Red Rican, my dudes.
¿Qué pasó ese?
Go ahead, Grace. You got to read it in a Puerto Rican accent.
I cannot.
I'm just joking. Ayo, what's up, my guy? 2 legends on the same podcast. Jonathan's my dude, and Carmelo and Jeremy. They're all those awesome guys. Go ahead, Gracie. What?
I know.
Oh, I thought you were gonna try it.
No. Go. Save me some pizza. I want to. While I'm home, I've never been.
Yeah, she's never been to Red Rican. I'm like,
I want
Red Rican
to come to Red Rican.
What is wrong with you?
I fell apart right before Christmas. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah,
remember when I was?
With you guys either.
That's true. Oh, that's right.
I was convinced that I was the one I told you.
She was convinced that she's the reason that I went to Red Rican for the first time, but it was.
But I ate it
Yeah,
at the fair.
that is true. What did we decide? Was it you or mom that?
I
told
think
me?
mom is saying that it was her.
Yeah, she said you should go try that. Everyone.
No, but I had seen it myself. So I think we both saw it and she told you. But I was like, oh, I've also seen it.
Gotcha.
So I think we both saw it. But
Kim Fred Lloyd said, love the pizza. And Joe knows my cousins Phyllis and Scott Signor. Very happy to support him when I come home. Yeah, I think she lives in Columbus. And Sue says, Joe's food is the best. Been a fan since the early days. What a wonderful family business.
I remember the first time she came to the backyard.
Really?
Oh yeah, she showed up. She had, in fact, it was one of the only times that I did pasta on a pop-up, because it was always just pizza and rolls and stuff like that, sandwiches. And I kept saying to Aim, I want to do pastas. I really want to do. She's like, "Won't do pasta." So we did. I did baked ziti and then penne of meatballs. And so we sat there and took pre-orders, and then we cooked them hot. And she showed up and she had her to-go bag. She got it, and it was the first time that I met Sue Olin. Yep.
Amazing.
Aww.
So
Yeah.
you recently have a third style of pizza that you kind of rolled out, and it's kind of taken the internet by storm, right? So let's talk about the Youngstown style.
Youngstown style.
And why you only make it on one day. How many times a week do you get asked that question?
Yeah.
Bombarded. So
All
let's
the time.
talk about the Youngstown pizza, because we did review that, and that was up there.
Yeah.
Very highly rated as well.
So the Youngstown style pizza is just our tribute to what people who grew up here, what they're used to. A lighter, pillowy dough cooked in a pan. We put our little twists on it, because if I don't put a twist on something, it's not mine.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought about it like this. If you live in New York City all your life, and you move to Nebraska or wherever, and you see a place that says New York style pizza, you're like, oh, you have an idea of what it's supposed to taste like. So you walk in and you could judge it yes or no. And it might be comfort food for you. It might be that thing that says, oh man, this just took me back to when I was a kid. Thank God I got a place. And then that might be your next favorite place.
Mm-hmm.
So I looked at that and I just called it our Youngstown style. We have a Roman style. We've got a New York style. Heck, we even do a New Haven style.
I forgot about that. I've never had
When
your New Haven style.
Yeah, when people ask for it. I think it's actually on the menu too now.
Okay.
We do a bunch of them, but so I wanted to do this this Youngstown style, just a pan pizza. You can only get it on one size. It's round, 16-inch. It's light, but we crisp up the cheese all the way around the edge. It's got a special sauce. All three of our pizzas have their own sauces.
Okay.
So the New York sauce is the mother sauce. I call it the mother sauce because from that, my other sauce, even for the Roman, comes from the New York sauce. The sauce for the Youngstown, same way. It comes from that as well. But yeah, the Youngstown style pizza is something that, he needs that Youngstown style.
Jeremy Morales, best named brother of the Red Rican brothers.
So yeah, that one was fun to make, and it's just like it's a throwback. It's an ode to Fernando. Hey, it's an ode to the people that grew up here.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? If someday
It tastes a little Elmpton in it too.
do you?
A little bit. Do you put Swiss cheese in it?
I
Do you
don't
put
know.
Swiss in the cheese?
I don't know.
Might be a little Swiss in there.
I can't answer that on the grounds that it may incriminate me.
I taste a little. That's all I'm saying. Maybe it's just nostalgic.
But if we ever open up somewhere else, I want people who like maybe don't live in Youngstown. Just say we opened up in Cleveland or something, and like, oh, this cat's got Youngstown style. Well, let me see if it's Youngstown style.
Mhm.
And boom, it takes them back to when they're 8 years old, eating it with their uncles or their aunts and cousins.
You ever hear of Missing Jimmy's in Columbus?
Uh-uh.
So a guy, Rob,
So good.
he's a Liberty guy. He moved to Columbus
Oh,
and craving. Obviously, the pizza in Columbus is okay, but it wasn't Youngstown. So he wanted to make Youngstown pizza. So he opened a place called He started with Meatball Mafia. I'm sorry,
okay.
Meatball Mafia.
Heard of those guys?
So it's the same guy.
Okay.
So he started in a food truck making meatballs, and then he started making pizza. Youngstown style pizza or like
Nice.
ode to Youngstown. Like he has
Yeah.
a Vindicator pizza
Oh,
that has like DeRusso sausage and
Yeah.
I believe it's the hot pepper recipe from Mike Rudy from the Varsity Club.
Oh,
At
cool.
the time, it was Magic Tree. It's his pepper rep. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
you go into his spot and it's all Youngstown. You have
Yeah.
the Vindicator, the traffic and stuff, the YSU,
Yeah.
And then he opened up a second spot, a little bar in Dublin called Missing Jimmy's for
That's
Jimmy
cool.
Hoffa. And it's the same thing. You walk in there and it's all Youngstown everywhere. So
That's
I think
cool.
you're onto something. There is a Youngstown style.
Yeah. I
And
mean, we all love
Lauren's
it.
hungry.
I mean, how many people move away? Kids go to college, people move away. They can't wait. When they come home, whether it's Elmton, whether it's Wedgwood, whether it's Avalon, whether it's whoever, even Uptown, they're wanting to go to wherever they grew up. And you don't get it everywhere else. That's what makes our area so awesome. I think we have just powerhouses in that. And you get that old steel mill mindset still sometimes, but it brings family together. Food brings people together, hands down.
It's without a doubt.
I mean, I feel like I can attest to that. I mean, when I'm at school, whenever I come home, I'm always like, oh, can we go get Wedgwood? Can we go get this? You know, I always ask I always get pizza when I'm home. I mean, we also do pizza so that, like, you know, but kind of fits. But every time I'm home, I'm always like, can we go to
get a salami?
Can I get a salami? Can I go to Belleria? Can I go to Risi? You know, everywhere I can
She's only
go.
50 minutes away. Imagine living in like Colorado.
Yeah,
and
it's so much easier for me to come home and get it. But
this is kind of funny. So our friends at Bomb City Pizza, we're going to have them on the show. He's afraid to come on yet because he thinks he's getting so busy right now. He don't want to get crushed. Did you see what happened with him recently?
Yeah. I saw
so
that.
He had a pizza named The Trafficant, and he got a cease and desist letter from the state of the trafficant saying that they can't use his name. I said he should just call it The Traffic Ant.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So I do want to shout out real quick. We got some dessert here. This isn't from your shop.
Nope.
But our friends at Double D's Bakery.
That
So
thing
bad at
looks
doing
full.
the camera.
Where are you trying to go?
Right
Oh,
there. We'll
there
just
you go.
There. We'll
There
block
you go.
Joe's right there. Is that the best angle, Lauren? Right there to cover Joe's face.
Perfect.
So she makes these macaroons. That's what they're called, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, macarons.
So she is a home bakery. We did a review video of her. She sent me this ginormous like spread of baked goods when we were doing that YPR unboxing, and it was so good. It's like dye free. You could find her in a bunch of pizza shops. Grace, you could eat these without having to worry about it.
Yeah.
I know she's at Bomb City Pizza. I'm going to shout her out real quick here since she was nice enough to send these amazing desserts.
I want to try this one.
She is at Wedgwood Pizza in Austintown.
Yep.
Bomb City Pizza in Poland. 26-3 Coffee. Not sure where that is. Dutch Cupboard. And Maker's Market Cafe. And Beautiful World. I haven't heard of a couple of those. I'll have to look those up. Okay.
Oh, yeah, they're great.
She's there too. Lauren, you want some macaroons?
Oh, yes.
I feel like we should try this. Have you tried these?
Yeah, she's come to our shop. We're going to be hooking up with her come probably May-ish.
Yeah, gluten
Oh,
friendly.
nice.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to find these in your shop.
It says ingredients gluten friendly.
Gluten friendly.
Yeah, they're fantastic.
I'm trying the
Absolutely fantastic.
pistachio one.
You're doing pistachio. I thought you'd go for the Lucky Charm.
I know, but I also love. Am I an idiot?
Well, do I have to answer that?
Oh, yeah, I'm an idiot.
Oh my God, this smells so good.
Are you doing the pistachio?
Mm-hmm.
And they're light. They're ridiculously
God.
light. They're
Oh,
unbelievably
mine's
light.
crumbling.
That is
Yeah.
so good.
Yeah.
Oh,
Before we go, though, he brought a lot of stuff that we're probably going to have to eat after the camera goes off. What do we got here, Joe?
That looks like our antipasto salad. It's one of the salads that we have in the case every day. It's made fresh not every day, but it's there. As soon as we run out, we make it over again.
this is.
That's our beet salad. Jeremy said he's going to take a bite of that because he does not like beets.
I'm a giant baby, believe it or not. I probably should be doing food reviews when I'm like such a
He's-
picky eater.
so dramatic. Dramatic.
The beet salad
Mike's
is
the
one of
same
my
way?
favorite. I love it. I
So what
love
all is in the
beet.
beet salad?
The beet has walnuts in it. It's got apples in it. It's got a really great dressing on it that my guys are gonna laugh because they're like, you got put on call as far as what's in there, and I can't read because I still can't read. Apples. Oh, golden raisins
These
are
are
in
so
these
good.
things.
Aren't they so good?
Yeah, these. I'm telling
so
you,
good.
the flavor is amazing. in that.
Caprese salad looks like tomatoes.
Caprese, yeah.
Caprese. See, I'm the worst.
Oh my God, you're so
When I did the Red
embarrassing.
Rican, it was
You're
so
so
funny. I used to work with a
embarrassing.
girl in Puerto Rican, and she was like, "You mispronounced everything." I'm like, what are you gonna do? So here's the funny. We did a video in Mazery at Hilltop Pizza.
Oh yeah,
before, because I was like, how do you pronounce Masery? And I Googled it and it said May, M-A-Y, Zer, E. And I'm like, okay, that's how I thought. Like everyone's like, it's measury, measure.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, all right, grammar police, sorry. I'll the one's like, are you going to put a redactive statement? I'm like, are you serious over a video?
No.
Like this video got viewed like 100,000 times. I think
make
they're
a t-shirt
think
now.
they're fine. Exactly. It's pronounced measury. So
And then this one here is great too. The caprese is your typical caprese, but
Mhm.
it's delicious. It's got the balsamic, it's got fresh basil, fresh mozzarella, and then our cherry tomatoes. Those are fantastic. That one there is just light. It's really great in the summer. This one here is where it's at. You got the roasted Brussels sprouts. It's got roasted red onions in it. It's got nuts in there as well though. But I brought this stuff because I knew that there was more gluten-free
yeah,
options
For sure.
for you. But
she's on spring break. She could get sick.
there you go.
Yeah.
But these
If your
are
food's
great.
worth getting sick over.
They're great.
That's probably not, that doesn't sound right if somebody just
Right.
walked in. Your food's worth getting sick over, but we're not talking about because it's not good. It's just because Miss
No,
Sensitive.
it was one of the last meals I had before I like completely switched.
Oh, that's
it
right.
was
Our
the
live
actual
drawing.
last gluten
When you
meal I
host
had.
us.
Hope you know what I wanted to ask you because
Dude, that
I
was
remember
the best.
that night we did that, and then like then I heard like a couple weeks later she's like I'm gluten free.
Yeah,
Like,
I completely
man, it was our
switched.
pizza.
No, like when we did that show, like that's where we're like, because my wife's gluten free and she's had it for 20 years. And it was right around her age when I met my wife when she was like 21, 22 years old. And that's right when it started hitting her. And I'm like, ah, shit.
Because I hadn't had it, and then I went like 2 or 3 days where I ate it. Like I had a few like during the day, and then I had your pizza, and then I think I had it again the next day, and then like I just felt so bad after the next day.
It was just
And
bloated.
It was just like
It's just a bloating. It's not like
It's
my
not
wife
like
gets
I don't throw
nauseous
up.
and like throws
Yeah.
up and like other
So-
ends sometimes, but like
so I stopped.
sick.
But I've the fair. It was the fair this year. I was like, I have to eat gluten. I can't. And so then that's when I started cheating again.
But then we found those super enzymes and it helps.
They help.
It
That's
helps.
awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like the bloating still happens, but it's at some points I'm like, I don't even care. Like it's tolerable. Like for sometimes you get
gotta
so
do it.
sick of eating, especially at college. They just constantly have the same stuff. So I'm constantly eating the same 4 things. I'm
Yeah.
like, I just need a break of eating this. And
She'll just randomly text me. I'm stressed. I'm going to get a sheet sampler.
that's
Like,
I
oh, you're
literally
just
did that the other
diving into
day.
the greasy, gluteny,
And it was
mess.
bad. That was a bad idea.
if I'm gonna do
Sheets
it-
is not the best, but I got that the other day. It was pretty bad. But I was so stressed. I was like, all I want is a $6 app sampler from Sheets with cheese, fried everything. And it was worth it.
Speaking of the real quick, I know we're running a little over, but this is just good talk. You're gonna have her cookies, but dude, you have some good desserts there. Your cannoli,
So
those are good. And I'm a cannoli snob.
when we took over, they already had their own shells and they were okay. I'm not, but I remember getting with the one distributor and I'm like, I don't like these. Bring me some samples of other ones. And I've had 4 different companies bring me samples of our cannoli shells. And the one that we use, the guy brought it in a little Ziploc bag. And as soon as I popped it open, I'm like, oh, I could smell it. It smelled like the ones my grandma used to make.
Mhm.
And I'm like, we had already started using our own recipe for the filling for it. We changed some things over when we took over. I was like, dude, I got to make this mine. I got to make, just take over and do things the way we like it, But that was one of the things that I had to change over. And yeah,
They're good.
I love them.
They're good.
Absolutely love them. I love the almond with the cherry on the end, man. That's my absolute favorite.
Yeah.
Not big on the chocolate one, although chocolate espresso is fantastic.
Mhm.
The one with the almond and the cherry on the end, forget about
Chef's kiss.
Oh, you know what else
Go
that
ahead.
I just thought? I was thinking about this the other day, or like randomly when we did the like the live giveaway.
Mhm.
I was
At his
so
place?
yes, I was so excited when you brought the arancini out. I
Oh, I forgot
love
about that.
I love it.
That's good.
I
That's the
haven't
rice
had
balls.
it. Yes, I haven't had
Yes.
it since then. But
So
So,
explain what
I
arancini
love-
is in case someone
I
don't know.
love that.
so that is something also that the recipe is my grandmother's. She lived in Italy, so I saw her like maybe 4 or 5 times in my entire life. But when she would come over, she would make these arancinis, and to be truthful, I think they're the best. I think our arancinis are hands down.
Grandma's
They're
food
so.
is
they're
always
They
the
were
best.
so good. I
There's
love
something
them.
about them, you know. And we've got the one guy who makes them, Joe Kent. A shout out to him, and he just I mean, it's become his thing.
Mhm.
You know, now there's other guys that prep that do it too, but Joe is he's been the one in all the videos prepping them. But they're a risotto,
Mhm.
slow cooked, and then we cool it, then we form it and put the cheese on the inside, and then we bread it, and then it's fried to order. And that's what I think, you know, it's just, that's what it's supposed to be. Now we serve it with side of sauce, but if you go to Rome, you don't get the side of sauce. It's just an arancini bowl,
Mhm.
you know, and I don't mind. I could eat it either way. To me, I could eat them either way.
You're right, Gracie.
I know. It's so good. I
It is
like
so
now I'm
good.
craving it because
I
I
know.
was talking about it.
Yeah, that was a good call.
But I remember I
Yeah,
loved it. They're so good.
They're good.
So good.
I love those.
All right. Oh, what was this? Your oranges. I can't say that word. Say it again.
Arancinis.
Arancinis. You have to roll the R.
Yeah, you got to roll it.
We never place a number without them.
Arancinis.
So funny.
Never placed without them.
All right. Is that everything?
They're great. We've had a heck of a.
All right. So this is a first.
What's that?
What?
I apparently look like the dad from Glee. I gotta Google this. I get asked. Somebody
loved
said I look
Glee.
like somebody, and I didn't know who the heck they were. And I looked it up. I'm like, okay,
don't-
that
don't
looks a
like-
little bit like me.
Recall?
I gotta Google this before we go.
I like don't recall.
I didn't really watch Glee too much.
They just had a huge weekend.
That's the guy. Okay, this is the guy that everyone tells me I look like him. At least 6 times I've been told I look like this guy.
Yeah, I see it. I haven't watched that show in forever.
All right, I can see it. Yeah.
I mean, I'm a lot better looking, but I could see.
Oh, yeah. Well,
Other way. Up.
That guy.
I see it. I see it. I used
Bert
to love
Hummel.
Glee.
This is his name apparently. So yeah, I look
There's
like
an
that guy. I
episode of
guess.
Glee I've still never watched to this day because it was too sad.
I didn't like somebody like suicide. Okay.
Yeah,
What is this weather?
Finn.
It's like literally a blizzard outside.
Blizzard out.
But my
Unbelievable.
spring break, by the way, and it's snowing. It's supposed to be nice and relaxing and warm. You know, people go on vacation, and I come home and it's snowing.
All right, Bomb City. Maybe I'm not. I look like Tucker Carlson. What the? I'm just joking. I'll take it. All right.
That's great.
I mean, Joe, thanks for coming on. Honestly, like when we started this was what you were one of the ones I'm like, all right, I can't wait to get Joe on, just because your food's unbelievable. You're unbelievable. You're just a great dude. Every time I go in there, I say the same thing about Brothers Pizza. I'm like, when I go in there and I leave, I feel like I was like at my uncle's or my grandma's or my, you know what I mean? Like, and I kind of feel like that you've established that same kind of feel when you walk into your place, like you're going to a family's house and just sitting down and having a meal. So anything you want to add before we call it an evening?
I don't know.
Shout out some people, maybe this young lady next to me.
Thank you guys for having me here. Yeah, Lauren, Bliss 360, one of the best investments and now friendships that we have built by being in business. So it's been amazing, and there's more to come. We've got a lot of plans.
We didn't talk about what you're growing. You want to talk about what you're doing real quick?
We've got
The growth
some
coming.
plans. We've got some plans coming.
It's a little bit of an expansion of the existing spot.
It's going to be big. It's
Gonna be a big. So
It's
just
gonna
stay
be
tuned.
big. Yeah, stay tuned. It's going to be big. It's probably going to be one of the biggest slice counters in the area.
It's gonna be
It's
amazing.
going to be big. We're going to look forward to having some fun with that. We've got some other things in the background with possibly another company doing some collaborations, just to have some fun
Mhm.
and to, pump up other people's businesses and just show that, man, we're all in this thing together and
Yep.
we can have fun with each other and help each other grow. So we're looking forward to that as well. That will come. That announcement will come when we're all ready for that, which should be real soon here. Thanks to my family, just for sticking by,
Mhm.
and eating a lot of pizza.
Right.
They ate a lot of pizza, guys.
I can't even imagine. I know how I feel after December when we do our drawing and
Yeah.
like live drawing, eating it like 2-3 days a week, and I'm like, I'm just so over pizza
Yeah.
this month. I can't
they-
imagine.
They ate a lot of pizza. Just for the community, the Canfield community, the Boardman community, just really anywhere we went. That I say this all the time, food, and I said it earlier, that food brings people together, and it really, It's just that thing that we can sit down, we can forget about animosities, we can forget about other crap in your world, and that's the attitude. That feeling you said choked me up there, because I want people to feel like they're coming home.
Yep. That's 100% what it feels like.
And that's what
yep.
On my original, in fact, on one of my original purpose, mission statements was to have a place where people felt like they were coming home to eat. And so they're eating it at my dining room table. It's just a bigger dining room.
Yeah, exactly.
With multiple tables, but that was what we wanted to push and get out there. And you know what? I'm happy I've heard you said that, because that's
amazing.
That's great.
Oh yeah. And there's more than pizza there. You got the grab and goes, the pastas, the chicken bar, all kind of stuff.
Oh yeah.
That you want. Perfect lunch spot. Just got a text from Red Rican. Me and you're gonna be working together soon on that little food challenge they got with Freddie Bertos. So or Fred, Freddie Bertos.
Yep.
So stay tuned for that. I think we're judging something. I don't know the exact details. Something they're gonna have like a food challenge, and
I love it.
Yeah, I love it too.
It's gonna be great.
To your point, they're all about like supporting other businesses, and I think it's just great. It's kind of growing this community. Why should we be at each other's throats? Right? We're all trying to do the same thing. So, all right, Joe, appreciate you. Lauren, thanks for coming down and bringing this great drinks with us. Always great hanging out with you. You might see me on a future spotlight or future episode of Valley Spotlight soon. I filled in last year when Mr. Mike Case went on vacation. Apparently, I didn't do too bad, so she asked me if I wanted to come back. So. Gracie, anything you want to say real quick? Maybe I'll get her to do a video with me this week.
Yeah.
Since it's been like 18 months since she's done one.
Yeah, it's actually been a really long time.
So,
like a while.
Yeah, we'll knock one out.
Congratulations.
Red Rican, if you're still watching, she keeps talking. She wants to go there.
I've literally kept saying, like, after the pod, I was like, I needed to be there to eat it. Like, that is I love that type of food. Yeah. So like I need to go. I literally text him. I was like, I'm looking through the menu right now and I'm just seeing everything I want to order. Like, I love it.
They got my trailer.
I heard. Yeah. Because I text you to do her grad party.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I was looking for a pizza trailer for her grad party. He's like, I just sold it. I'm like, damn it. Oh, well. All right. That's it. Joe, if you're listening in the back, you could cut the stream. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for tuning in. Shout out Youngstown Studio, downtown Youngstown, the best spot for podcasts. That's it. Thanks a lot. We'll see you guys soon.
See you guys.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. This is original Youngstown content. Feel free to share our videos and tell your friends about us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on